Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. This one about what this viewer sees in the postseason teams.
I saw a statistic that read 4 of the 5 leading receivers in the NFL made it to the postseason, while only 2 of the top 5 leading rushers made it to the postseason. You guys have been talking about it all week. You had a caller touched on it a little bit yesterday. I think that says a lot, speaks a lot to our scheme, the game plan, and the way that the team was built to win. What I wanted to ask you guys, though, is that Aaron Rodgers won the MVP. Is the MVP award a little bit diluted, being that it always becomes the best regular season quarterback usually, and there hasn't been an MVP to win a Super Bowl since '99 at Kurt Warner? Just wondering what you guys think, man. Let's hear it. Thanks. Bye.
Appreciate the voicemails as always. And Jeff, the rules skew towards being passing. It's a passing league, has been for the last few years, and they seem to make the rules more and more that way. They do vote for the MVPs and those league honors before the postseason, so I get that. There's a different MVP. You know, the Super Bowl MVP is a big thing as well. But yeah, I could see where you almost need a playoff MVP as well if you want to break it down the way it currently is. But I get where the viewer's going. What I would say is this league is a passing league. The Browns are kind of bucking the trend by being a run-oriented offense.
They are, and the Tennessee Titans have done that as well. The thing with the Titans, though, they traded for Julio Jones. They've got A.J. Brown, who's one of the most gifted receivers in the league. Even when Derrick Henry went down, they didn't fall off. In fact, they wound up carrying on to the number 1 seed. Obviously, it didn't help them in the postseason, but that they had the ability to win via the ground and the air. That's when Lamar Jackson has been at his best in Baltimore as well, when he's been able to throw the ball down the field. Mark Andrews, phenomenal tight end. They do it a little bit differently than a lot of other teams. But the ability to blend that. If you look at the Rams this season, when they've been at their best is when they do have Cam Akers in or somebody else running the ball effectively just enough so not everything is on Matthew Stafford to Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods at the time and now OBJ. The ability to have that balance, the fact that the Browns can rip off so many big runs and get productive, big chunk plays out of their offense, it makes them a unique challenge. It makes them difficult. But it's also difficult to rely on that as your sole means of getting big plays. And last year, the big plays in the passing game, they just weren't there. They're not getting the downfield pass interference calls either, where the famous Joe Flacco, let's have the receiver run at 50 yards, he'll throw at 40 and get held coming back, and boom, there's your offense. You're in field goal range already. The Browns don't do that. That's just not something that's in their design. It would behoove them to become better at passing, but if they can do it without sacrificing much out of the run, because Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, it does make them a unique team to play. It's a very difficult thing to prepare for, especially if you're coming off of playing a game. Let's say in the schedule, you've played the Bengals the week before. Now, Joe Mixon is no slouch at running back, obviously, but you're dealing with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, C.J. Uzomah, Joe Burrow able to throw the ball all over the field to any of those guys. That's a very different style of defense that you have to play against the Cleveland Browns. That does give the Browns an advantage to some extent, but if they stop the run, the pass has to be there. And that we've been talking about all day. That was the problem in 2021. The passing game just wasn't reliable enough to pick up when the run game wasn't there.
Yeah, and the thing that I would say, you need a receiver that the defense is threatened by, that they're going, man, we got to make sure this guy doesn't beat us. That guy isn't on the Browns right now.